Hi everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys the best boosting techniques for all levels of skill. So let's get right into this YouTube video. So basically, I'm going to show you a boosting ways for beginners, people who are like mid-game, and later game, and then the latest game. So yeah. So basically, I will start with the latest game. So you should definitely have a hive by now. That's one thing, and you want to figure out what hive, or even if you don't have a hive, you want to figure out what you make the most of honey. So if you go to your settings, and you can see your pollen. Like right now, I make the most red pollen, and then white, and then blue. So I would want to do the boost in Pepper Patch, but if you're a blue hive, you're going to want to do it in Pine Tree Forest because that is probably the best blue field. And then if you're a white hive, I'd say probably Coconut Field. So yeah, and just any field is fine as long as it's the color, like that specific color. But those are just the recommended fields, probably the best fields of each type. So yeah, like I am a red hive, so I would do a red field. Then you want to make sure you have all the ingredients for it. So you want to make sure you have gumdrops. Like, I do have some. You want to make sure you have jelly beans. And 15 microconverters is very important. And you could use snowflakes. It doesn't matter. Coconuts, you could use. Honeysuckles, you want to make sure are always on because it doesn't, they don't, you need them for quests and they don't convert that much. But, it gives you a little boost. You want to make sure you have a loaded dice. This is one of the most important parts of it. Like, I don't have a loaded dice right now. If you don't, you need to craft one, and yeah. And then you want to make sure you have a glitter or glitters and a super smoothie to use and a purple potion. And the reason why I'm not saying the other things is because I just realized something. That if you use other buffs and then use a super smoothie, the super smoothie completely deletes the items you've already used. And I just noticed this, like last boost I did. It just removed everything. It's happened in the last 2 boosts I did. And then I tested it out in the last boost I did. But yeah. So you definitely don't want to use glues, oils, enzymes, red extracts, blue extracts, glues, any of those. Because it will just literally just delete it. It just will void it. Fully just void it and it'll be gone forever. But if you use things and then use a purple potion, it will not void the things. And you'll still be able to have them in your, you'll still be able to use them. Like, they'll still be in your hotbar. But I think you have to use them before you use a purple potion. But I definitely would advise using just the super smoothie because super smoothies alone are insane. That's why Onett fixed that and buffed that or nerfed that and made it a little less OP compared to before where you could just use everything. But one thing that it doesn't void is a marshmallow bee. So if you want to, marshmallow bees there's no way to get them right now. So you might not want to. But if you do want to, you could use a marshmallow bee and it doesn't void marshmallow bees. It does not. So that is the one thing it doesn't void. You are 100% allowed to use marshmallow bees without it just getting rid of them. So yeah, you really never want to use smooth dice or field dice if you don't get the field. One boosting tip is, let's say you're in Pepper Patch, you're standing in Pepper Patch, and it's biased towards the field you're in, and it goes in 3 fields, 3 different fields with a plus 300% boost. So let's say you use it and you get pineapple, mountaintop, and coconut. You would want to choose the next best field for you. And maybe you have wins in it, because the first thing you want to do is donate a purple potion to the win shrine, because it gives 6, 7, or 8 times wins in random fields, in 5 different random fields. Doesn't really matter if you don't get in the fields you want. I mean, it does, but it's okay. As long as you go in the field that has a plus 300%, or no, plus 400%, because right when you enter the field, you will want to use a glitter. That is why you need those glitters. You will want to use a glitter to get a plus 400%. Or if you're doing a 30-minute boost, it depends on how you want to go. You could keep it as a plus 300% and then use a glitter right before it ends to get plus 400%. Because Wind Shrine boost lasts for 30 minutes, which I thought they lasted for 15 before. So I think Onett made it last for 30 minutes, so twice as long. That is really OP for doing that and using glitter. So yeah, so let's say you find your field, you're ready, you set the boost up, use your glitter, your super smoothie, you're ready to, then after that, you want someone to be in the field so you can share jelly beans with. Because sharing jelly beans with someone that's really OP, you need to do that. So you really want someone, if you don't have anyone, Hopefully you have like an ult or something to go in the field and collect your jelly beans. And yeah, it's extremely OP. So then, after that, like, so one thing that you do not want to make, and a mistake that's really costly, that you do not want to make, is let's say you do not get Pepper Patch in your red hive or whatever. You don't get the field you want, and you have like good wins and stuff in it. You do not want to just spam smooth dice and field dice to try to get the field to boost it. You do not. It's a huge waste of field dice and smooth dice, trust me. And the reason why I'm saying this, I mean, it depends on the size of the boost, I guess. If you donate like a gifted mythic egg and you get Pepper Patch, and everything is in Pepper Patch except for these boosts, then you should do that. But that's on a very rare occasion. If this was just a normal, like, massive boost you were trying to do, just to make some extra pollen or some extra honey to buy the items you need, like, nothing too big, like donating a mythic egg or something. Because donating a purple potion is basically just as good as donating a diamond egg. So that's crazy. I mean, it is a little worse, but because the max wins I think are like 10 times wins or 11 times wins or something. But yeah, it's a little worse, but otherwise it's really good. So yeah, once you have that set up, you got your jelly bean sharing, and you got that 30-minute jelly bean sharing bonus up here, you want to have nectar and a mono chick boost. That 10% pollen can mean the difference between getting 100 billion and 110 billion in a boost. For me, at least, like for my level. For your guys' levels, it might be like a trillion and a trillion, 100 billion, whatever. But it can be the difference of getting a lot less than you could have made. So yeah, nectar just gives you a buff. Like, you want like invigorating nectar if you're in a red field. It doesn't really matter that much. You don't have to get that technical with boosting, really. But you can if you want to get those slight buffs that could possibly make it a little easier for you. You could get those buffs. But otherwise, yeah, like, that's pretty much it. Besides the puppy combo, if you have that, you can get that to boost your capacity by a little. And then you could get the balloon blessing you really want before the boost. Like, mine is extremely tiny, but you could get it big. And then you may or may not want to do this. It depends on the circumstance. But you might want to use red, pink, like, you might want to use some balloons. You could just use, like, one pink balloon, because that's the worst type. Or just, like, every type of balloon. You know, it doesn't really matter. You don't even have to use balloons. That's just another extra thing that you could do if you wanted to. If you wanted to make a little extra, it doesn't really matter, honestly. And then just auto on gumdrops. And I accidentally just used jelly beans. Wow, that is sad. My finger hit 2 randomly on my keyboard. And then you can auto on snowflakes, though I don't recommend doing this because you kind of want snowflakes. Unless if you're doing a quest that you need to use snowflakes. I think there's one in the beginning where you need to use 100. I think it's like gifted Riley bees or something. Then you can use 100, but you really want to save up for these Beesmas packs. They're really expensive, but very much worth it. So you really want to do that and just save up for these packs. So yeah, that's basically all that you need to use for it. Like, there's not really many other things. Another tip, like, if you want to get planters and make them go fast, just put a planter in the field and then boost with the planter, because your bees will get the nectar, and you'll get some nectar along with it, so it's pretty nice. Like, you could get nectar, you can finish the planter faster, all the good things. And then you can use festive beans if you really want to. I mean, I don't advise doing that, but, you know, you could if it's a mega boost. If it's a ginormous boost, like, if it's a boost where you donate a gifted mythic egg, and it's a massive boost, then, yeah, definitely use festive beans, because you can make a lot of honey from that. Like, you could make, like, 100 trillion. If you're confident you're going to make a lot, then you should definitely do that. But also, cloud vials you could use, too, because that's pretty OP, and box of frogs. But, yeah, another, for people who are worse at the game, boosting for like people beginners at the game, you should use a like every single field booster, because like I'm talking about people who don't have 35 bees. You want to use every single field booster that you can. And let's say you're more of a red hive, you gain more red pollen. You want to specifically go for that boost from a red boost. But you want to claim all of these boosters and then go into one of the fields that you feel like has the best boost, or you need it for a quest. That's really all you can do for when you're a beginner. There's not really too many, like, OP things that you can do. But yeah, like, when you have less than 35 bees, you can't really use the wind shrine or anything. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for boosting. I mean, you can make it really technical, though, but it's a really simple thing. You don't have to do all of the itty bitty things that can boost by a tiny bit just to make a little bit more pollen. You can just do a simple boost, not too many buffs used. You know, you can make it simple. It doesn't have to be technical at all. But yeah, if you guys have any videos you want me to make or video suggestions, leave them in the comments. Whatever you like. Subscribe, hit the bell, and turn it to all. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.